Welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of DeFi. I'm your host, Jorge, and I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, the superhero or animated super villain, the Beefy Cow, TBC. And boy, have we had a rough week. Bitcoin has dropped below 110,000, ETH below 3,800, and a myriad of altcoins. I'm looking at you, Chainlink, crashing like goddamn hell. TBC, update me on your mental health. How are you
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Yeah, it's whatever, right? I'm kind of dead inside from years of, black swans and exploitations and, just relatively abuse. So we're good. We're good. But Jorge, I don't know if you've seen this. Binance apparently had some token listing allegations thrown at them. And we're going to use the word allegations here. And my animated body is supposed to be doing air quotes right now. So I'm going to move on. Binance came under scrutiny after several crypto companies claimed the exchange demanded significant token allocations or cash deposits in exchange for listings. One founder alleged Binance asked for up to 10% of the project's token supply plus millions in fees. Binance initially denied the they denied the allegations and they threatened legal action, but later they deleted the statement and softened their tone. While the claims remain unverified, air quotes, they reignite debate over the pay-to-play listing practices, transparency issues, and powerful major exchanges in which hold massive amounts of simple projects' token supply and how they control their economics. Jorge, did you know that Binance demands a big chunk of your tokens if they are going to list you?
I mean, I always thought there was something suspicious. I've always been skeptical of the process of listing tokens. And I mean, really, not so much the paying. I figured that projects had to pay, But I remember during the Gensler days, at least Coinbase was very adamant that they had to go over every single token and make sure it wasn't a security in order to list it and all this hogwash. And meanwhile, Binance was just kind of putting whatever they want. Granted, Binance is located in a different country and everything, but this explains why they were listing so many tokens. And I think it's concerning. Like for me, not just the pay to play, but 10% of a token's supply means they can basically manipulate the price of almost every token they list, I would imagine. And this explains a lot of where the market manipulation may be coming from. It may, I'm sure there's actors that are manipulating the market, but it's especially after this last crash. And I don't know about you, but when I'm on Twitter, it's amazing how many posts are like, Binance is dumping millions of this, Binance is dumping millions of that. And you also own your own perpetuals market. So you could effectively dump and pump at the same time.
Sure.
So I don't know. Binance, if you're watching this,
I have no comment, Binance, as an official representative from Beefy. I've got no comment on this topic.
Next story. So TBC, gold is on a goddamn frenzy.
Pump it.
You know what I'm ashamed
gold
about?
Bugs now.
We both saw this coming. We both saw this coming, and I did not buy. I'm such a idiot. God damn it. I saw this from a mile away. Like, you remember we were talking about this? Like, when the world is ending, people buy their shiny rocks. And we did not buy enough. Effectively, gold has hit a new all-time high of $4,200. And what's crazy is that its market cap has basically gone up by, I believe, 2 trillion. So practically an entire Bitcoin market cap is 1.1. Here we go. So now the market cap of gold has gone up tremendously. It's roughly there's estimates now that it's roughly 27.8 trillion. And it's just unbelievable. Like, I did not see this one coming initially, but as Trump started as people started devaluing the dollar and dumping US bonds, I should have connected to it too. History repeats itself.
All
Again
right,
and
all right.
again and
Just read
again,
the story.
huh?
Nobody cares about you lamenting about how you didn't buy gold. What are you, a fucking boomer? Come on now, get your shit together, Jorge. This is a crypto
TBC,
podcast.
just because I need assistance to pass stools does not mean I'm a boomer.
Let's
Okay?
go.
Just because I forgot my medications this morning doesn't mean I'm
my
a
God.
boomer. And look, just because I post cringy photos on Facebook
Link below.
and Friendster and MySpace does not mean I'm a boomer. Okay?
Okay.
Just full disclosure, TBC. You're so judgmental. But what's interesting about this story is that crypto, in a way, is pumping
what?
gold. So there has been almost $1 billion in volume on tokenized gold. So now we're starting to see people who are purchasing gold on chain, which makes for an interesting dynamic because now you could basically buy gold without an intermediary. Well, obviously, except for Tether, who is basically has the largest, gold derivative product that is on chain. XAUT has captured 37% of all the gold trading volume on chain. So I think this is interesting. I think it also shows the potential for the liquidity of gold to trickle into the blockchain world. So it is very possible that we see a giant pump in gold, and then when gold retraces, it goes back into Bitcoin or ETH or
what is
on chain or to the stock market. This is just crazy how money is flowing so much faster now.
This is wild. Does Tether have a big vault where they store gold bars, and they're tokenizing these as like gold backed currency like back in the day? Is that what's happening, or does Tether just make up a token that says they have gold and they sell it online?
If Tether has a stock, I would buy it. They are way too smart. Like when they basically made tons of money off of US bonds. They used the profits to purchase tons of Bitcoin. I believe they're one of the top 20 wallets now. And they made tons of money on that. And then they also were buying gold. It's like they were basically
but who has the gold? Like, where's the gold at? I want to see the physical gold. I remember when Donald Trump was like, "We're gonna go into Fort Knox. We're gonna look at Fort Knox. Gonna be the greatest. We're gonna have the most gold in the world, right? We got the Nazi gold in there."
Did they ever do that?
No, I don't know. No, who's like so America doesn't have the gold. The banks don't. Remember on 9/11, right? Like there used to be all that gold in the World Trade Center, and then they never found any gold, but they found like the truck underneath in the tunnels, and it was empty. Right, so someone had moved to gold prior to, right? Do you know about Jorge? Do you know about the gold and the Twin Towers? What?
I did not know that.
Anyway, where's the gold? Who's got the? People are buying tokenized gold online, and like is it just a meme coin, Jorge? Like what? Seriously, until Tether shows me their gold supply and my allocation of it. And the fact that I could redeem it by taking my tokens up to the Tether window and go, okay, I'd like to redeem 4 ounces. This is,
PBC, just a correction. It looks, oh, son of a gun. I found this article that says most of the gold was found. So a lot of it was lost.
Who wrote that article, huh?
Wired.
Wired. Come on now,
2001.
Jorge. Do they have pictures of it?
It says here most of the estimated $200 million in gold had been found.
Sure.
Now, how much was recovered versus what was lost? I'll put a link below.
That's a trusted article. We believe you.
Just in case.
Get out of here, Wired.
Wired does great journalism. They do. They do great work. The silence is intense.
All right, well, whatever. I don't understand this.
Is in
All
the
right.
air.
Everything goes full circle. Everything's coming full
circle.
circle. All you degens are now buying gold. You're just doing it online, and you're gonna get ripped off just like our great grandpas did during the Great Depression. All right.
I wonder if you can long XAUT on
Let's go.
Hyperliquid. I wonder if you could do that. That would be such a degenerate way to
Whatever.
get
It doesn't
gains
matter.
of
It
gold.
doesn't matter because
Not financial
Jorge,
advice.
did you see that digital gold drop below 110,000? I think you said that at the beginning. You ruined my. Yeah.
Yeah. How gosh
And
damn sad. Anyways,
it's another week where we have to talk about
TBC.
liquidations. Because
Oh yeah, baby! It's time to talk about
these numbers don't even matter
liquidation. It's
anymore.
the only liquid I drink.
oh no, Bitcoin briefly dropped below 110,000, causing over $524 million in crypto liquidations. Oh gee, it makes you wonder if this market is completely manipulated or not anymore. I don't know. Anyway, something. Traders and hedges aggressively, blah blah blah, lowered risk, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Broader macro pressures, especially in China, blah, 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 cited risk rotations. Nope. Here we go again with another one of these fantastic stories about Bitcoin drops and people are getting wrecked. And once again, it's just these people that are friggin' gambling on the price of Bitcoin, right? I mean, the entire world markets operate exactly the same way, and we don't lose our shit when this happens to like corn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Orange
Well,
juice?
I if you want my honest opinion, TBC, here's my hot take. Mark your calendars. November 5th, Bitcoin pumps harder than
Oh
ever.
my God. Pumps harder than your best
Now
friend.
you
in
may
the
be
drawer,
wondering
huh?
why I'm so confident. So in the US, I forget. I'll put the document here. So basically, in U.S. law, there is nothing that gives the executive branch official powers of tariffs. It's supposed to be at the Senate and the House. So currently, there's a lawsuit that is going to be decided on November 5th on the Supreme Court. If it passes, if the Supreme Court denies Trump's argument that the executive branch can just put tariffs willy-nilly, it would basically remove all tariffs. And that would make the markets pump so unbelievably hard. It would also force the Trump administration to refund all of the tariff funds or tariff money that they have earned. So it would be a double whammy. I don't know if all of the economic ramifications are suddenly fixed. I don't even know if the Trump administration will have the money to refund people. The other alternative way that the market pumps, and it could be before November 5th, is if the shutdown ends. Because a big reason that we're seeing, I think, crypto market dip is because there's actually a ton of people who are now forced to work but are not getting paid. And that causes a lot of issues, strains in the economy, a decrease in spending. Also, there's issues right now with planes being delayed because of the government shutdown. So there's a ton of factors that I think are forcing or depressing the price of stocks, assets, crypto, and so on. So I personally think, and this is my bet, TBC, it is on this show. I think the tariffs are going to get removed because of the Supreme Court, and it's going to force the pump, or the shutdown is going to end randomly, and that'll force Bitcoin to go super, extremely high. That's what I think, TBC. That's why I'm not out of the market.
Calm down, Jorge. Once again,
I'm just saying.
You're such a socialist.
I don't think.
You just come on the show and you spew your communist propaganda. Nobody cares what the Supreme Court says.
Comrade TBC. Comrade TBC.
The Supreme Court doesn't have an army. Nobody cares what they say. Trump's just gonna do like a Jackson and be like, whatever, I'll do what I want, right?
That sounds like a fascism, TBC. No checks and balances.
Do you believe there's actually checks and balances in this country? What the hell? Like, what about?
That's why we're the best country for business, because stuff rarely changes, and it's predictable.
What about the fourth branch, Jorge? The administrative branch. The unelected.
What about the fifth branch?
Trump.
My wife, because everything she says
Trump,
happens.
You listening? This one's just to you. Trump, take all the money that you get from tariffs. All right. Buy Bitcoin. All right. Buy Ethereum. And then on Friday, okay, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but wherever, what you do is you do what you always do, and you come out and you say something like, you know what? I think Ethereum is great. We're gonna make it great one day. We're gonna do something on Ethereum. We're gonna put Bitcoin on Ethereum, and we're gonna buy more Bitcoin. And then you just leave for the weekend, okay? And then Jorge will Jorge will make me come on Saturday and talk about how the price of Bitcoin went to 470 million and no one cares about gold anymore. And he's finally rich from ETH. Okay. And then Jorge will hold. And then on Tuesday, you could come and be like, yeah, I was just joking. But over the weekend, you completely got out with all your pre-tariff money. And then now we're rich and you could pay back the Supreme Court, whatever you're supposed to pay back China and all that other stuff. You see how we got this? This is what you should be doing, right? You should be manipulating the market like Binance has been manipulating the market.
Later that day.
TBC, you're unbelievable. You have such an amazing mind. I'm gonna buy all the Bitcoin, all the Ethereum. We're gonna be rich. We're gonna make America great again. Unbelievable. Melania, she's so beautiful. She's at TBC. I'd put her on the phone with you, but she's right now with her Puerto Rican trainer, Juan, 21-year-old Juan, 7 foot tall, takes him to the restaurant and treats her well. When she gets back home, she's so tired. I have no idea, but Juan, she makes sure she's in shape. Gosh, TBC, I love you so much. Love you, kisses. Have a great day.
Fantastic.
So,
yes.
TBC, tell me about why are people suddenly freaking out about Mt.
Oh my God,
Gox
this is still a thing. Hey, if you didn't see, this is if you
still
didn't
a
see,
thing.
right? We have you wrote this really nice headline. The ghost of Mt. Gox will stop haunting Bitcoin this Halloween. Dun dun dun. The defunct Japanese crypto exchange Mt. Gox will collapse. Which collapsed in 2014 after losing around 650,000 Bitcoin, is nearing its creditor repayment deadline, which is this Halloween. So roughly 34,689 BTC remain to be distributed. Investors are watching closely as repayments could introduce new sell pressure into the market. Does anyone care? I don't know. I guess that's good. It's not going to matter, right? Because Trump's going to pump the price of Bitcoin to like 20 trillion anyway. So they still hold 34,000 Bitcoin, and they got to get rid of it before trick or treating. So Jorge, will you be dressing up like a Bitcoin maxi this Halloween?
I do have my Bitcoin is f you money shirt, so that could be an option.
Not after Mt. Gox dumps on you.
Well, here's another thing that could force Bitcoin's price up. How many times does this get brought up and it's postponed?
Exactly.
How many times? It gets postponed all the time. So like that, we could see another instance where Bitcoin dips a little harder, and then eventually it's going to get to a point where buyers start to think it's worth buying again. You know, I think there's a lot of people that have also had big gains in crypto, and it's kind of natural in buying behavior to, save some of your gains. And I think we typically tie everything to like a story or what the government does, and there's truth to that, and it happens. But when there's market manipulation involved, these people want gains. They want to be able to use leverage. They want to be able to just go and make as much money as possible. And stories are a great way to manipulate people. And this, I wouldn't be surprised, is a article that may or may not be paid for to scare people.
Good point.
Scare people to make that decision. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that you remain as skeptical as possible. Like when something comes out, remember, someone is paid to make the story.
Yeah, BlackRock's going to buy all that Bitcoin anyway, so who cares?
And now let's talk about TBC's favorite story.
Go. My favorite topic
story
ever.
Today.
Can't go a week without talking about the best chain in crypto, the greatest, the legendary, SOLANA. Jorge, tell me about it. What happened here?
So Uniswap adds support for Solana on the web app. Now, Uniswap web app now supports Solana-based tokens through Jupyter Ultra API integration, allowing users to connect Solana wallets and trade over 1 million Solana tokens. The move extends Uniswap's reach beyond Ethereum and Layer 2s into Solana's fast-growing DeFi ecosystem. To me, Solana has its issues. It's not perfect. But I think that the game that they're playing is the long game. It might not work, but I think what they're trying to do is they see that Ethereum has the highest TVL. They've created a bridge between ETH and Solana. And I think, or there is a bridge between ETH and Solana. And having Uniswap support Solana on its DEX just makes moving between the two ecosystems even easier. And it's interesting because this is also an admission by Uniswap that they are missing out on tons of fees by not having support on Solana. So I suspect that this is just the first of many different DeFi apps that are going to integrate on Solana one way or the other.
Yeah.
TBC, what is your depressing take on this?
I don't know. I just I was like most people who use Uniswap. I was just playing the chart rider game that they released this week, where you drive the little bicycle over the charts and you try to get up the hills. That's it. Yeah, I think honestly, I'll tell you what, chart rider was a bigger and more important development than Solana. So Solana, you suck. I hate you. You're the worst. Go play chart rider, everybody. Let me know how it is. Okay.
I knew you were going to be so salty. But something to note here is that
okay, let's move on.
That Solana's ecosystem in the last 30 days has handled over $140 billion in volume. I mean, the amount of cross-chain liquidity that we're going to be seeing moving between the two chains is going to be interesting. This is kind of just the beginning. So, I mean, there's probably going to be another story connected to this somehow. But TBC, I'm going to talk about the most exciting story this week because the Democrats countered the U.S. crypto framework bill. How exciting!
Let's talk some polarizing politics.
Whee!
Democrats, dun dun dun. Democrats,
Dun, dun, dun. Senate Democrats have introduced a counterproposal to the Responsible Financial Innovation Act, or RFIA, or RFIA.
All over this
I like
podcast.
RFIA. We're going to go with RFIA. Featuring stricter rules for DeFi and wallet interfaces. The plan would be to create a restricted list of protocols and classify DeFi front ends as financial intermediaries. Moves that industry advocates warn could stifle innovation and push activity offshore. Now listen, Democrats, as the left-wing guy on this show, literally no Democrats give a damn about crypto. You have an opportunity here. No, I'm serious. I don't know. I'm like the only one in my group of friends that actually cares. So look, I'm just saying that most people on the left or Democrats are not educated on crypto. They either think it's a scam or they are not following any of these political moves whatsoever. You have an opportunity here to kind of win over some crypto people. Now, look, if you want my opinion on what I think is the right move here, if there are bad actors in the crypto space,
usually the
there
politicians.
are many, TBC have gone. Usually the politicians. We've gone over this multiple times, TBC and I. I personally think they should move this framework forward and then just add the crypto task force. Bring it back. There should just be like police people that just go after the bad guys. It's so simple. Look, there's great protocols out there. I've been to conferences and have genuinely met some people that just want to create cool, innovative financial products. Some people that are trying to do deep-end products, AI products that are really interesting and have a lot of potential. And I think that if we stifle that, we're going to miss it. So why not just create a way to go after the bad guys? Honestly, my least favorite thing Trump did was take down the task force. Like, why not just make it easy to make apps, participate, play around in the DeFi space, play around with crypto. And if there are bad people, you go after them, just like in real life. You go after the bad guys. How simple is that?
Isn't that what we actually do in crypto? We just make products, and then when someone acts like a D, everyone's like, no, we're going to track you down, buddy. The problem is we don't have enough follow through, right? We don't have enough. We got to,
I think you're right on that.
What we need is just like, we need a DeFi military. No, not a military, because we need a gun.
You know, Wessa, if you're still watching us, I miss you. And one thing that I appreciate was the first time I met anyone from Beefy, it was strictly like a PowerPoint presentation. There was like 30 people sitting in Toronto, Canada.
Because they didn't let anybody in. They had the stairs barricaded.
But
damn,
the thing is, you had people coming up talking about gains, talking about weird DeFi schemes and whatever. And then you had Wes coming up going, all of you need to fix your security. And this is why. And this is how you're going to do it. And I was like, wow, this dude is speaking hard. Like he knows his stuff. And I think it's just so important. If you are making a DeFi protocol right now, you have a responsibility to the people that are using your product to make sure they're having a safe and wonderful experience, and that's something we do at Beefy. is we provide an incredible product that is incredibly passionate about safety protocols and working with partners that do care about this stuff. So look, low key ad, sure, whatever. But, Democrats, if you're watching this, like the whole reason that all the crypto people went right wing is just because none of you were helping or proposing a means by which we could participate and be in the space. It's that simple. You probably could have split that community in half or taken some. It is what it is. It looks like you're making that direction. We'll see where it goes, and we will follow it.
Jorge, one thing
now,
before, hold on.
Fun news.
One thing I'll just say here is I can guarantee you at the timestamp it right now that Beefy has done more, to secure and protect people in crypto more than anything any Democrat ever did, ever is planning to do, or ever will do in the history of this world. No government gives a shit about you. This is not a bill that is designed to protect you. This is a bill that is designed to control DeFi. Once again, government only, these people only care about money and power. They don't give a shit about protecting you, never have and never will. And that's just the talking points that they use over and over again to convince you to give them, once again, more power and control. So they could kiss my fat ass. And let's talk about something fun instead. Monad is got an airdrop. Is that something that happened? Oh my God. So Monad.
It is happening. It is coming. We talked about this last episode.
Ron Paul throwing his hands up.
But now we have
Monad, the EVM competitor layer 1 blockchain announced the MON airdrop. The Mon. The Moan.
Do you think they could get Garfield like Monday?
Moan. For early users and contributors. While details on tokenomics and snapshot timing remain slightly unclear, the project is rewarding 5,500 core community members and 225,000 broader crypto participants for testing engagement and ecosystem activity. So you could have went on this week. You could have figured out where you rank in the Monad scale of the airdrop. Did you use their testnet? Did you go to a convention? Did you meet them in person? All these things have ramifications on how much moan you're gonna get. Oh yeah. Jorge, did you check to see if you're getting any moans this week?
You're gonna make editing this so difficult.
Just get naked, man. Talk about your moans.
I did play around with the testnet. I hope I remember the wallet. But I mean, I like what they're doing. I think shout out to I forgot the name of the project, but there was a layer 2 being built on Solana that was trying to do something very similar. But I think Monad's team is very calculated, organized, and I think I know what they're doing. And effectively, this is going to be like Solana, but you use an EVM. Now, the question is, long-term, how many Layer 1 blockchains already use the EVM? And really, how much faster can you get before people just don't notice? So, I mean, I'm not saying this because I have any issues against Monad or I'm like indifferent to it or anything. But my point here is I'm excited that they're doing an airdrop. Airdrops are fun. Will it succeed? That's the question. Now, Monad seems to have a huge community, and they seem to be growing really well. And I don't know. I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Yeah.
What about you, TBC? What do you think?
So first off, when it comes to airdrops, I mean, great. I mean, airdrops are obviously fun. They're better than point systems. But I don't know if I would do an airdrop like this. I think this is not the greatest way to do airdrops. I think in my take, if I had a layer 1, what I would do is, instead of airdropping to people, I would invite DeFi protocols to come build on my chain, right? I would invite the real world people and say, you want to come develop? And I would be like, here's your allocation, and then here's an allocation for you to give out to people who use our chain however you see fit, right? And I know there's probably all types of ways that could be, people could steal that shit. But I would give more to projects for them to distribute, so that you start building and forcing liquidity to come here to actually be more active and engaging. If you don't bring the projects, right? If you don't have a plan for the long-term feasibility of a chain, who cares, right? Who cares? What we're going to
Yeah.
see, not
Yeah.
not saying this is with Monad, but what we see is new chain releases. There's excitement. People quickly move over to that, and then as soon as a new chain releases, they say goodbye and they move to the new chain, right? Everyone chases excitements. You're not bringing
Absolutely.
on any type of outside users, and you're not really inspiring people to continuously use your chain, and your chain starts to get a
Right.
bit stale pretty quickly, right? And I guess it depends on how many layer ones come out. And there's, you got layer ones, you got layer twos, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to the end user if you're a one or a two or a zero, right? Does anyone care? No, they just, where can I get that free money? So I encourage you, if you are a chain, to consider, if you're going to do a token, to make sure that you're making sure that the projects, the long-term sustainable feasible projects, and even the degen projects get their cut so that they could actually convince users to stick around for a while.
Yeah. No, and I think that that is an incredibly powerful point. I mean, it's like I said earlier. There's people that are bad actors,
Me.
and sometimes bad acting is not necessarily, like liquidating your wallet or whatever or your position. Sometimes it's literally just people getting, working with venture
Oh
funds,
yeah.
and the venture fund is just there trying to dump the token as soon as they think they
Yep.
got their
Yep.
their bag. So I mean, I think like that's playing a big role in this too. So if you're building a chain, just like how we're responsible at Beefy, you owe it to work as hard as you can to build great products and work with people that can bring more people onto the chain. At first I thought we were gonna, when I first got into crypto, I thought there was gonna be like 20 chains, 30, 40, 50 chains that everybody's using all the time. And it's looking more and more like it's gonna be like 3 or 4. So the competition is fierce. So, cheers to
Best
Monad,
of luck. Best of
extremely
luck. Yeah.
intelligent people. Best of luck. Anyways,
Yeah.
TBC, we're going to the eastern side of the world because CMB, China Merchants Bank, tokenizes a $3.8 billion fund on the
Oh my
BNB chain.
goodness.
China Merchants Bank in the Hong Kong subsidiary tokenized a $3.8 billion money market fund on BNB. The move allows accredited investors to subscribe and redeem fund tokens on chain, marking one of the largest institutional real-world asset tokenization events in Asia. And honestly, I think that this might be one of the catalysts that has made BNB perform so damn well. I think we're focusing so much on the Western side of the world, especially on this pod, and we forget that China is not necessarily China, but Asia is playing in a different game, and it kind of makes sense that BNB, which is from the eastern side of the world, has effectively had its foothold. And BNB, hey, CZ, if you're watching this, no offense to you, but as far as I know, it's an extremely centralized chain. And I think CZ himself owns over 50% of the BNB supply, allegedly. So, I mean, it's pretty insane how much this chain has grown and the partnerships involved. And probably, and I could be wrong, but BNB's relationship with Binance itself is such an asset to the BNB chain that, like, imagine it's not just like a team of people that are building on BNB or building the chain or upgrading it or so on. It's actually a large amount of people that work at Binance probably that are influencing these deals. Like the guy that works at Binance also works at BNB, if that makes sense. They go to the bank and they make these type of deals, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Some of the tokens issued are going to be CMB Mint and CMB Imminent, which I'm not sure what either of those are. And something to notice is that this is going to be integrated with Venus Protocol and Lista DAO for DeFi utility. So there may be avenues by which people in the US can actually access this. So I think that's the game here. China Merchant Bank realizes, like, hey, this is a way that we can access a global market on chain. Like, it's actually a smart move. So we'll see how this goes, and we will keep you informed. And if you're watching this, hi. We got no beef. We're beefy. No, Please, I'll eat the dumplings if you take over. Be nice to me. All
Hey,
right,
buddy.
TBC. Tell me about Fed.
Well,
Powerful
whatever. It
transitions.
doesn't.
Tell me
The
about
hell?
the
No one's
Fed.
watching at this
Tell
point
us
anyway.
about the maybe good news, maybe not good
Well,
news
Jorge,
that the Fed is
it
saying.
wouldn't be a week on a crypto pod if we didn't talk about central banking.
The Fed.
Well, Powell might be signaling some quantitative tightening. Is likely potentially going to stop. Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated that quantitative tightening (QT), which is the reduction of the Fed's balance sheet, may end in the months coming up. Obviously, this has been predicted on this stupid pod for months now. Months that toward the fall, he'll start loosening. And the shift signals a potential end to the major monetary tightening lever. Oh, okay. Reinforcing dovish expectations for 2025. All right. So once again, if you've been around, I've been deep into this. Jerome Powell has done his best to fight some old, powerful oligarchs in the financial world. He's been raising rates as a way to wreck them. And now that Trump is in office, he's able to kind of cut down some of this stuff. So, obviously Trump's like, we need to reduce it by 70 points. So we're probably going to get a quarter point reduction here, maybe even like 0.5. I don't think we're going to get 2 points or anything like that. So people just calm down. It'll be if they do loosen any further, it's going to be slow steps. All right, they're going to be slow steps. Not going to be the biggest jumps that you ever see. This news story is it's slightly elevated in hysteria, I suppose. They're very positive, but I think we should just get used to a lukewarm reaction from the Fed until Jerome Powell is replaced, because it's his predecessor, right? Predecessor. That's going to be the one that has tremendous ramifications on the market, not JP. All right, go ahead, Jorge. Tell us what your thoughts.
Well, I think the economy is doing really bad, and that's why he's doing this. I think at this point, the Fed is recognizing that unemployment is increasing, the amount of new hires is decreasing, and prices are still going up, and he's basically been put in this position where I think we're going to be in stagflation.
Yeah, well, it's been coming for a long time, right?
I mean, yeah, I think in fairness, it has been coming for a long time. I think basically after 2008, like the insane amount of money that was thrown in, and then the continued increasing of the money supply, like during COVID, has definitely played a huge role in this. And now it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, I think Jerome was trying his best to fix the economy, and I think he didn't account for all these tariffs that Trump was going to put that basically forced prices up. So, I mean, I think he's in a rock and a hard place, and his choice is prices are going to go up. Let's make sure there's people making enough money to afford everything.
I don't know.
Answer, but that's what I
don't
think
think it's so
on.
much about the economy. I don't think it's so much about us. I think once again, this is it's a geopolitical game that's happening in the economic realm, and obviously, we're now at the point where the American market could kind of use a little bit more of injection. That's all. So, you and I are going to see stagflation, but the changes are happening at the top, and I can't believe that. If you told me 5 years ago, TVC, you're gonna be on a podcast with a guy who likes to say the word whores, and you're gonna be defending Jerome Powell and say, you know what, he probably did a good job. My 5-year-old self would just, he would probably just wait. What's that word again? Reefa all over you. So I don't know, Jorge. I don't know where the hell we are, how we got here. Soon, people are going to be begging to have Gary Gensler back because he reminded them of the good times.
I remember those memes that were going around, it'd be great if he ever comes back, or the day before he comes back, they play the song from SpongeBob, the Gary come home, Gary come home. That'd be amazing.
I was wrong. Gary come home.
Oh my God. That's such a good. That is a
Yeah.
jam. I'm putting a link to
No,
that
wait,
song
hold on.
below. If you're
Can
a
we
Gen
steal?
Z
Can we
person,
steal? I have a cover of it. Can we steal it and use it for the outro? Let's see. Gary. All right. Let's end this before.
oh, anyways, okay, everybody, look, all I'm saying is it looks like tough times are ahead and you need to be ready, set your expectations where they are. We don't give any financial advice here, but be prepared, do what you can, because it looks like tough times are coming. We wish you well. We love the fact that you guys are enjoying the show, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day. Be well. Cheers.